Right, so excuse the handwork and camera work, but I saw this on Fleabay and decided that I just could not miss it. They wanted 40 odd pound for it to start with, and then within a week or so it went down in price. Managed to get it for under a tenner delivered. It's had a few knocks, looks like, in its life, and it's definitely, I would say, at least 30 years old, or thereabouts. And what is it? We've got a button. The picture on eBay did show the internals, but that didn't offer much in the way of explanation. We've got an extension speaker socket, possibly. Right, so we'll one-handed disassembly. In fact, I think we might pause this. Continue. It was listed as vintage. Let's have a look. Yeah, vintage transistor radio remote control. Well, with a green lens on it and a red lens, I wasn't so sure, but it arrived this morning. The screws, just little self-tappy type things. Metal case, nice wrinkly finish coating, paint coating, and it looks like it's had a label here. So somebody may recognise it. Now then, look at that. Isn't that cool? We've got two little blocks, one marked STCG1 and the other one marked STCG2, and some really old tape. In fact, that's still got the numbers off whatever that was. This is a coil. There's a couple of caps there. These here aren't bulbs, as I thought, they're neons. See if I can get it to focus. They're actually neons. And this lamp at the other side, oh, by the way, we've got a Pioneer speaker. This here, this lamp, happens to be a high voltage discharge tube. It's a Phillips Geiger Muller tube. It's a sodding Geiger counter. Look at the size of it. It's minute. Obviously it's been some bespoke piece of kit. There's a wire off here because over it's loose. This was glued in and this was glued in, so I've got to be very careful what I move. I'm going to take some really detailed photographs, and I'm going to see if I can get it back, get it going again. The as you can see here, the battery connectors have gone all crusty, so they're going to have to be lifted out. They've been glued in. Lift those out, clean them up, get the oxide off them and whatever's been leaked on them from the batteries. It's obviously gone on the case because there's rust. But it actually makes a noise when I put two batteries in. Obviously it's not working right because there's a wire off this coil. And I would imagine these LEDs, oh, listen to me, these neons, I imagine they actually illuminate when it's on, or they flash when it discharges. We'll have to find out. I'm impressed. Quite excited really. I mean, I like Geiger counters, but this is just not what I expected. I expected it to be some sort of maybe old film prop, or somebody's made a, I don't know, possibly a garage door opener at some point. Never in my wildest dreams did I expect it to be a Geiger counter. So yeah, even if I can't get it going, it's quite an object. I quite like it. Check the Muller tube, it works. So not much really to make it work again. I mean, I wouldn't want to, but if necessary I can dissolve these blocks. I can rewind the transformer. So there's nothing really that isn't serviceable on it. But has anybody seen anything like this? Do you know where it came from? Who made it? Let's get you some pictures. There you go. Oops. Circuit block STG or STC G1, and that's circuit block STC G2 or C2. They're 1000 nanofarad capacitors, and they're in series. So if anybody knows anything, I will be most intrigued. I mean, they've obviously, well, spent a little bit of time building it. It's been something probably either military or short run. That's certainly not been a single project. I can't see that being just a single project. That's got to be something that somebody's actually manufactured as a short run or something. Wow. So, get it right. Those two, that's the red that goes to the ground on the Geiger Muller tube. And so that goes to the ground on the Geiger Muller tube, red, comes up here into this capacitor, which is actually 8000 PF. So, base of this block went to this connection here. That went to this connection here. Nothing to the centre pin. This has got a crusty piece of crap connected to this, which is probably one of these white wires. These are going to have to be remade. One of them's already come adrift. In fact, two of them come... Oh, Gordon Bennett. 3 of them have come adrift. Let's have that out of the way. I think the reds went to that one there. And I would presume that the other white... Let's have a look. We have a green and what could be a white or a yellow there. Green and yellow together. I'm going to take those two off. There we go. And I'm going to attempt to keep them together so I know where they came from. So they definitely went to that first connector. So let's blob those together. There we go. That's yellow and green. Now I'm presuming that one there is a red one. Went right round the other side. The white goes here, this white. So that can come off. Pretty difficult doing this one-handed. I ought to do it, but actually I want to get some sort of record of it. So I presume there were 2 red wires. Oh, sorry. I'm presuming there was A-red wire went to this one here. I really ought to have a fixed camera. I'm going to have to get my bench sorted. Let's have those two off. The red and blue. Red disappears into this block, and the blue comes from the negative in the battery. So obviously they weren't too bothered about colour coding. Either that, or they've done exactly what I used to do when I used to build things. Use really odd colours to screw anybody up that tries to reverse engineer. Because I'm presuming this was a very, very bespoke piece of kit. It'll have been, well, it's a pocket Geiger counter. I mean, it's sort of thing. It's not truly commercial. It's not sort of thing that you would cart about in industry. This is the sort of thing Aspired use, which sounds daft, but it is quite possible. Oh yes, we've got a broken wire there, so I'm going to have to get the microscope out and look at the end of it and find out which one of these it came from. Gordon Bennett. Right, and that's as far as I'm going. Once I've got this off, I'll make some more records of it. It was just glued in there up, so obviously it's just blocks glued together. This is exactly how I used to build things. I'm impressed. I'm impressed.